Takes one to know one. Today we're diving into who?
Well, we've got your classic Gundam, and then
Ah.
and then we might wait.
Hmm?
No, any technical issues. No, I just have the kick dashboard open. I was hearing an echo
And we
like a
we
retard.
said we were gonna try to keep our head above the the lowest mediocrity of Jer.
Impossible.
Oh, maybe it is harder than it looks.
Well, yeah, and the second guy, as you can see on screen, actually, a gentleman named Dave Smith, so a Jewish man, I think, converted to Christianism, and also a libertarian allegedly. So there is already a question: what does a Jewish libertarian has to discuss with Nick Fuentes exactly? And that's something we're gonna discover.
Okay, good. Yeah, because that's how you kind of sold it to me. Because I know about Nick Fuentes. I don't think I've ever heard of this guy before, aside from you telling me a little bit about it. So I trust you. You
So
always bring good cringe, no matter what.
no, but it's like
So
this one is a bit of a personal one because I used to follow Dave
mm,
Smith when I was a bit in my libertarian time. Everyone needs to have one of those. No, maybe not. When you look at Sticks' fate, but he's kind of funny. He had the co-host. I don't know if he still has him or not, but they were
yeah,
making
you
jokes
told me.
during COVID. It was funny. They were, oh, the government is shit because, well, it was shit. And then I stopped following because, like, okay, maybe in an ideal theoretical world, libertarianism is great, but let's face it, in reality, doesn't really apply. I would say doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
Doesn't.
I've
Yeah.
known you a little bit more libertarian than I am. I mean, I wouldn't even consider myself, obviously. I mean, not obviously, but I know you've chilled out. I'm curious to
Yeah.
see what kind of this is a relatively new one
Yeah,
on
yeah,
his
yeah.
channel, or
It's a few months ago. I think yeah, 7 months ago.
okay.
And
So
I just saw that he had a new interview 5 days ago. That's why I got interested. So we have another potential one if this one is funny enough.
okay, and then about like kind of same with like Gundam. How long ago did you kind of grow out from him?
No, so it was during, well, I think around the end of COVID or something like that. I just stopped giving a fuck about politics because it's always the same circus. Yadi fucking yada. Who gives a fuck? And
Okay.
his podcast is a lot about like current issues, particularly in the U.S. He was also like a big antagonist in the Libertarian Party in the U.S. because, well, the Libertarian Party has been extremely retarded with Gary Johnson and whatever the fuck. So funny to see him like a year ago. So I stopped like around the end of COVID, and like 6 months ago, something like that, started seeing him like making things, podcasts that were about Trump and in a somewhat positive way. So like, okay, how is Trump a libertarian? Beats me, but okay, why not?
Yeah.
And now I see Nick Fuentes. The fuck are we doing with Nick Fuentes? I mean, seriously, the guy telling you that
Yeah.
the
It's
guy
so
is.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see where what kind of happened to him then.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like I don't have the examples at hand, but I'm pretty sure I could look for it. And Nick Fuentes being anti-Semitic, so okay, maybe he's no longer Jewish, he's a Christian. Okay, maybe, but but still, is that the kind of guy you
Wait,
want
yeah.
to associate with?
Yeah, just oh, okay, yeah.
Guy saying like
We'll have to see.
protecting pedophiles in America first. Being into cat boys, women are gay, has fantasies about having sex with a monkey. It's like, is it serious on a political podcast? Is a question I would have for Mr. Smith.
Yeah, it's not exactly the kind of person you want to associate with if you want to be taken seriously. It's like the same as wasn't like Tucker Carlson interview him or something recent, like a couple months back, a year back or so.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
Like Nick Fuentes seems to be astroturf to like, oh no, he's the face of the new right. Oh yeah, let's not forget that Nick Fuentes was one of the main guy of Kanye. You know, let's not forget that. With this majestic interview where Kanye manages to make Alex Jones feel awkward. You know.
yeah, okay, because I only know very like surface level about Nick Fuentes, but anytime I see him, it's fucking hilarious. It's
The
just
the
like
the guy
you're just
wants
watching a schizo in action.
the guy wants to be president of the United
Yeah.
States. So you're president, by the way. But also, if when a guy comes to him in the bookstore to ask him, oh, what book are you reading or something, he feels threatened. He feels fucking threatened by a guy asking him a common question in a fucking bookstore. Okay.
What?
Oh yeah. It's a real shame that Kino Casino has been struck down because there was a wealth of videos there on Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, I remember only seeing like a few over watching him over the last like year and a half or so. I've been, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. But all right,
So
time to dive right in.
there is still a question: do we start with
Hmm?
Dave Smith or Mr. Gundam?
Oh no, we'll save Gundam.
Best for last then.
I've been curious about this guy,
All right,
so
then
yeah.
let us start. All right, that's the classic intro. It hasn't changed.
Nicholas Fuentes. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you very much for
I,
doing the.
isn't the sound a bit low?
A little bit low.
Yeah, maybe I should increase it a bit.
Jesus, yeah, a little bit.
Thank you for traveling to do this. I really appreciate.
Look already this face. Like,
Huh?
is that like? Would you have that for president? Because like, say what you want about Trump, but at least he's got a style.
It, he looks extra derpy wearing a denim zip up jacket.
Your future president, sir.
Like, I don't know what he's going with there, but all right. Like, you could at least say he relatively grooms himself for his own show,
He's a
which, you
groomer.
know, the tuxedo. Ooh, the Groiper groomer. Oh, great. Oh, we're just throwing our hat in all the fucking enemy circles, huh? But
Well,
like, okay, the first thing I noticed too, bottom left, i-
yeah.
is that like his unofficial or
I think
is
that's
that
yeah, that's
his
the
podcast
podcast.
logo?
Yeah.
So okay, I don't know what you gain from this, but you understand that's the Democrat and Republican symbol of the donkey and the elephant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're being blinded by the American flag.
I honestly I never thought about logging
So
the logo, but go for it.
I mean, it's a deliberate thing to like, you know, to have something that portrays yourself or like
No, I think
because especially if he's diving into politics where you're trying to be taken seriously, trying to convey, you know, in the most concise way, you know, what you're all about.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure
But
if you want my interpretation, is that both
mhm,
the Democrat
yeah,
Party and the Republican Party are completely blind, and the libertarians are the ones, the enlightened ones, you know. If I had to make a guess.
okay, so he is like definitely like libertarian party, not just a
Yeah,
libertarian
I
left
think
or
so.
libertarian right.
Except if it has changed. Well, I could be wrong on that, but I don't. I
Yeah,
would assume not.
okay, okay. Yeah, just a little as they're picking out the
Yeah.
screen. Yeah, it was just something that kind of jumped out at me. It's like, huh, that's just an
Look at that.
interesting logo.
He's got water in a plastic cup. Thank you for the microplastics. Well, I mean, the point where the Nicolas Fuentes is. Will it change anything? I don't think so.
That's
Shit.
hmm. That seems now that you point that out, that's like so low rent. But they're like in a studio, but there's like usually, like the podcaster thing is to have like a coffee cup or something that's like emblazoned with your
I mean,
logo,
fucking do it. At least do. I will grant Joe Rogan one thing is that like have a good glass of whiskey or some real
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say when you mentioned that. It's like, yeah, they bring in some whiskey or something.
Fucking water in a
I don't know,
plastic cup.
chilled water in a plastic cup.
Like,
All
did,
right,
did he go to the
all right.
reception and ask for a plastic cup to get
Or at
water
least,
from the water thingy?
at the very least, in a sealed water bottle. I don't know. I don't know. It's such a nitpick, but yeah, it just stands out because they're literally in a studio. Like,
Yeah. I think they are
this
in
isn't some like
Dave's studio in
podcast
New
in my
York.
yeah, this isn't some like podcast in someone's bedroom, Uh, all right. Let's see.
That we've been, I've wanted to do this for a while. I felt like this was a show that was supposed to happen.
What do you mean? I was supposed to meet the
Huh?
Mexican child leader of the white race. What? What is?
Yeah,
What does
because
that even mean?
okay, be- uh, at this point, everybody, for the most part, knows of Nick Fuentes. Like, he's
I would hope
pretty
so.
hated by outside of his fan base, pretty hated by like every group. So why you're like, yeah, I really wanted this to happen. I like I
Yeah,
knew this was a thing that should happen.
like, like, if I'm not mistaken, Fuentes is literally pro-fascism, which is, well, kind of the opposite of a libertarian. So why do we need that thing to happen? I don't know. Maybe it's too felt Fuentes. Who knows?
All right,
Let's
all
give
right.
him a chance. Maybe he's like, oh, I haven't dunked on you, so it's my turn. Maybe he's that based.
It's it's just it's just such a weird glaze because if he doesn't tell everybody at one like surely he's only told Nick and like maybe a few other people like this kind of compliment, which is just a weird compliment for the
No,
kind of
no, no.
person Nick is.
On that one, I don't
Oh,
think so.
okay.
I think he compliments a lot of people that he receives on his show like that. But some people
That's
that talks
pretty.
about like, oh, the war in Afghanistan and oh, all these things that you don't know because I have my connections with diplomats and shit. It's like, okay, in that case, fair enough. That's a good point. Nick Fuentes, though.
I don't know. It sounds so disingenuous. Then if he's just like telling it to everyone, it's like, "Oh, thanks for being on my show. I really wanted you here." You know.
Yeah, but you see, if it's some sort of expert on whatever the fuck we're talking, it's like, okay, sure. Nick Fuentes is an expert of what, except cat boys, maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah. Let's see.
Which I don't often feel, but
Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. You were right. Listen to that.
I've been feeling this way for a while.
Wait.
So I really appreciate you doing this. We
Wait,
felt
let
For
me-
how
like
long?
this was
Wait.
a show that was supposed to happen, which I don't often feel, but
You were right. You're right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I missed,
My bad.
I missed that right there.
I've been feeling this
So
way
is
for
he
a
then
while.
just lying to everybody else if he ever goes?
I don't know.
I don't really often feel this, but every other time I thank other people for being on my show.
Maybe he says that to everyone. Who knows?
While. So I really appreciate you doing this. Me and you, we were just talking about it outside. I believe it was 2019. You did my podcast. We were like, Twitter had convinced. I think it was something like people on Twitter were like, "You'll never debate Nick the Knife or whatever," and I was.
Nick the Knife?
Nixon.
Who the fuck calls Nick Fuentes the Knife? Is it because he's Mexican and he's gonna shank you in the back or something? Nick the
I
Knife.
don't know enough about Nick if that's an in joke or something, but what? Yeah, what?
It was like,
That's the immediate thought. But okay.
In my mind, I was like, I'm scared of Nick Fuentes. Okay, I'll go to bed. And I didn't know much about you. I thought we had a really good show. We ended up
Oh, we had a good show. Okay.
not really debating. We ended up just nerding out on the stuff that we both enjoy. And
What?
then you came back on.
Wait. For what stuff do you both
They agreed?
enjoy?
Yes. Yeah,
Please,
what
please
did they
explain
agree
more.
upon?
Is it protecting pedophiles? Is it like cat boys?
Being
Uh,
gay?
I don't know, because
Is that what they liked about each other?
Dave Smith has a wife and kid, you know,
Mm. Mm.
which already makes him infinitely more patriarchal than Nick Fuentes, by the way.
My show, it was like right after you got kicked off YouTube, I think.
Based.
So that was like the thing. And then we did a debate, like a very broad kind of.
And there is also something about Fuentes. Is like I don't know if there were several, but I saw one debate with Metokur, and Metokur wipes the floor
Mhm.
with that motherfucker. It's hilarious.
Oh, I mean, I barely even know about Medicare, but I mean, I know Medicare's a fucking pro in this game, so not
Authoritarianism
not the not the biggest dub, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
would be funny to watch.
versus liberty type debate. And I want to say it was, I
Wait,
think,
what?
authoritarian. And then we did a debate, like a very broad kind of authoritarianism versus liberty type debate. And I want to say it was, I think, late 2020.
Yeah,
Right.
that sounds right.
Because it was right at the end, I think, of the year. We were like talking about the year of the lockdowns and stuff like
Wait,
that.
so they said they agree on so much like immediately, but then they're having a debate against each other. Did they did they go, "Oh, actually, you know what? We who who came across in that one where they went, I actually agree with you, you know?"
You know, it's very famously known that libertarian and fascism agrees on most things. You know, it's
Yeah, they're really close on that political spectrum.
clearly.
So that was five years ago. And both of us in the last 5 years have really pretty dramatically risen in stature. Whatever, much bigger.
Is it? Because I think like Fuentes after January 6 didn't really rise that much, did he?
I mean, I think his group just became more fervent, but it, and I have no idea who the fuck Dave Smith is before you told me about him, so
Yeah.
he didn't grow that much. Like, yeah, I would hear about, Nick Fuentes and the Groypers and like, oh, they're so crazy, and then and like, whatever. And then the moment I actually learned about anything about him, it was like, oh, okay, oh, it was right.
Because to me, after January 6, it's like they went off the radar. And I mean, for good reasons, but
No.
okay, sure, if you say so, Dave.
Audiences, much more, just bigger audiences, more big moments, more.
More big moments. Is he Germaxing too?
Is that a good thing when you're considering Nick Fuentes? That he's having his big moments where they like great things to boast about?
Well, first of all, no, and I don't even know why Dave would consider that good. Honestly, it's the guy is in front of him is the opposite of what he believes in. You should want to crush that guy. Just even on the political on political views alone. Let's not even talk about how all the degeneracy. Oh yeah, but I wonder if Christianism is gonna come up in this thing. Because doesn't Nick Fuentes pretend to be a Christian also?
I can't. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know. You know more about him than I do.
He might be actually, which is even more hilarious.
And so it just kind of seemed like a thing that should happen. And also, on top of that, we are both, I don't know exactly like what percentage it would be, but I think we have a lot of overlap in our audience. Like I hear a lot of people.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa, you don't want an overlap with Fuentes audience. What the fuck?
This goes like exactly against what we were talking about.
Groypers rise up.
Or it goes with what we're saying against what should be true of the authoritarian and the libertarian coming
Yeah.
together. Like, huh? You should have next to no overlap aside from this moment where you're on a podcast together. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's for like doing like a Sig Heil and also reading whatever his name, like Murray Rothbard or whatever libertarians. Like who exactly is doing Sig Heil while reading Rothbard? Please, please explain.
You two are the guys that I listen to,
Mm-hmm.
and we both kind of
What?
have this weird thing where, so like
Yeah.
after I had you on, again, even though you were
He,
not,
he listens to
Schizo was telling you this.
he listens to Fuentes apparently. And I've seen the Kino Casino shows, so it's like, why would you ever watch Fuentes? That must be a lie. That must be a fucking lie. Like, yeah, I watch you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to. Hopefully, a little later, we'll at least see like if any of this is actually true. Because yeah, otherwise it's just fucking glazing and like fucking sucking the dick of Fuentes. Just goes, oh, thanks for being here. Yeah.
nearly as big as you are now, but it was still like, I got all this, outrage. I was constantly asked to denounce you, and then given my personality,
Well, you
I was like,
should.
fuck you, I denounce
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
The guy is protecting pedophiles. Shouldn't we denounce that?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Whoa,
You did
whoa,
mention that.
what? Wait.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh
Cause yeah,
no.
I don't know. That's you have to be like the most extreme libertarian to be like, no, I won't denounce the pedophiles of- or the person that's protecting them. And I kind of doubt he's that extreme.
Yeah, because there was at least in terms of pedophiles in the Groypers that were protected to an extent by Fuentes, there is this Latin Zoomer or some shit, and a much more well-known case of fuck, what's his name, Oli Alexander, and they were also with a guy called Chagot, for fuck's sake. So yeah, and
Alright.
libertarians, maybe you could say, okay, well, it's his right, whatever. I say, okay, if you say so, Mister Libertarian. But Dave Smith is also a Christian. Are Christians condoning protecting pedophiles? Is that what we're?
Yeah. Yeah, because like you look like my other kind of I watch them once in a while. Count Dankula, like my other
Yeah.
litmus test of like kind of libertarian, um, like hardline
Yeah.
free speech advocate, and I would probably say that he's throw him in the wood chipper kind of mentality.
Yeah.
He'd say like, yeah, you can say that, but you know.
No, but I can be pro-liberty and want to see this fucker in jail at the very least for protecting pedophiles. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah, it's like
oh, dangerous elements for our society shouldn't roam free. It's not being against liberty all of a sudden. It's being against chaos. Whoa.
yeah, it becomes that like I was saying, like this extreme level libertarian where you're circle around to becoming an anarchist. It's I forget where it is, but yeah, there's that one like town that basically that happened over like so much freedom that it just became like a town that's literal anarchy.
Yeah,
And you can imagine how that went.
but even with anarchy, it's like at least theoretically, that doesn't mean you don't have necessarily organizations and stuff like that. And if you have an organization, there are rules, and if you don't follow the rules, well, maybe you're not put in jail, but you're excluded from the community at least. Hey, you're not following our rules, you're not welcome. It's not like libertarians must be like, no, we're pro-liberty, so you're allowed to do anything you want. It's like that's even on paper, that's not how it works.
Yes, I think that town I'm talking about did stray that far, and yeah, it became a hellscape because pretty much nothing was illegal, and just
Yeah,
you
but
can't
that's
stop
just
anyone from doing
insanity.
anything. Yeah, it just goes into like actual anarchy. Post-apocalyptic looking ass town.
I
All right.
don't know, but all right.
Like what?
Yeah.
Um,
Let's,
and then, of course, more recently, you know, when you were going on Candace's show, I was a topic of conversation there. So, and as I said to you when I first reached out to you about doing
why?
this, you were
Why
like,
would
well,
you
yeah, I
be?
mean,
Uh, like again, this is just like another right wing schizo, or at least like grifting off the right wing, like trying to portray themselves as right wing. And why is your name coming up in like relevancy to these people?
Yeah,
Uh,
what? Maybe I'm wrong, and Dave Smith is no right winger and not a libertarian. Maybe I'm wrong on that
well,
one. That's
that's the thing.
because
Is like, yeah, we examine if he kind of stuck to those morals or if he's just kind of moving with the
uh,
flow. And
but even if you're right wing, why would you be happy to that? Oh, you were talking. Candace Owens was talking about me. You know, the lady that sees Charlie Kirk in his dream. That you know, Charlie Kirk is an
doesn't know what thunder
X-Men.
is. Yeah, he's an X-Men.
Yeah, that
Oh
person
my
is
god.
really a credible source that I want. I want on my side clearly. Holy.
Yeah, to associate yourself with two people that are laughing stocks, and I mean, I fucking hope is only majority of audience is still essentially laughing at them because they're so fucking schizo,
I don't
you
think
know?
so, honestly. I would imagine that most of the people following are actually serious.
Ugh,
That's the worrying
yeah,
part.
I know.
But just FYI for the world, it's like I don't give a fuck about politics. Like believe in what you want as long as you don't bother me. like,
Yeah. I've
like to me,
grown to the point where I'll watch stuff and everything happening, but uh,
yeah, yeah,
I'm old enough to this point that I know it's all bullshit.
yeah.
So
It's a whole circus.
yeah.
Whether right, left, up, down, they just come for your money. That's, whoa.
Yeah.
everyone's always asking you about me, and everyone's always asking me about you. So, really, it seems like we probably should just be talking to each other.
What? No, wait. That's a full-on retard alert. I'm sorry.
Said to you when I first reached out to you about doing this, you were like, well, yeah, I mean, everyone's always asking you about me, and everyone's always asking me about you. So, really, it seems like we probably should just be talking.
Oh, you know, everyone is saying I should have sex with you, and everyone is saying you should have sex with me, so we should have sex, you know? Like, what?
I know, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, is that the thing they're agreeing on? Girls are icky.
I mean, that's a perfect rendition of Fuentes, by the way.
talking to each other. And I kind of, in a weird way, and this is something where I just feel like I know this about you. When I first thought, I was like, oh, I think we should do this. And I think we should do it in person. And I think we should do a long. I knew that you were going to say yes.
Well, you have a fairly successful podcast, and he's been in the gutter since, well, quite a while
Yeah.
after January 6th, especially, and the whole Kanye catastrophe. So, yeah, of course he will say yes. He's getting clout,
Yeah.
you retard.
He wants fucking reach because I don't know how I mean, I generally
No,
don't know, but I don't know how many people are platforming Fuentes on their own stuff.
the thing is that I think, like, again, like that's just gonna be a conspiracy. But I think that between Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Fuentes, they are glowies, allegedly, in my opinion, because
Yeah, I
and they're being astroturfed into somehow into YouTube and whatever the fuck. But it's like they have so much following when they're so retarded. I do not believe it's organic at all, but
yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
I think there's at least some merit to it. It's kind of like what was brought up about the quartering is he is the perfect straw man, or not even straw man, just like legitimate fuck up and punching bag that you could point that if you were the left you would want to stay platformed because you could point at how fucking retarded
Well,
he is and portray that as all
he,
of
he's the
right wing
best ally of the
ideals.
left.
Yeah, yeah, and now he's gone completely fucking everything you would criticize about woke, whatever you believe about woke or not.
Yeah.
He is that thing.
But I fucking hate those people. not really.
I just kind of knew, like, I knew you were going to be like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
anyway, I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely, yeah. Likewise. No, I feel the same way. I mean, and we both are from the Israel critical side, and always have been, and kind of representing.
You're from. That's one way to put it, I guess. I mean, I mean, the guy is banned from every banking platform because of his anti-Semitism. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case for Dave Smith. But yeah, you're anti-Israel. Yeah, right.
I would honestly that is like the again like the lowest bar of quality. Uh, or like taking a side on that. Who really on any side of the political spectrum aside from like the elite are pro-Israel? Like the left fucking have hated them, you know, the last what 5 6,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
starting to actually vocally say like, yeah, fuck Israel. And then the right don't like them either.
No,
It
is
really
it?
is just the establishment that
Wait. Yeah,
likes
yeah, yeah.
Israel.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah. Okay, sure, fair enough.
yeah. So how is that like, well, we agree on so much. We have so much in common. We hate the Jews.
I mean, but it's so funny because Dave Smith is Jewish. He's
Yeah,
Jewish, but
you
he's not
mentioned that.
pushing back on anything. This is this is quite insane.
Yeah, and if I recall, it's not for Nick, it's not Israel. It's just
Ju-
Jews, right? Yeah.
It was
It's just like,
wait,
yeah, all the Jews.
wait. It just came back to me in the flash, but like it was 2 3 months ago or so that they went to a nightclub in Florida with Clavicular, Andrew Tate, and those are retards from the Manosphere, Red Pill, whatever the fuck. And you know what they were singing?
Mhm.
Heil Hitler from Kanye. That,
Oh
that
yeah, the
that's,
Kanye song.
that's Dave. You have a lot of things in common with the guy singing Heil Hitler. Yeah. No, I can. Okay. No, that's interesting. Continue.
Different factions,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah.
Because
Huh,
you obviously, your stories, you were the Ron Paul revolution guy, libertarian, and you come at it from the perspective of
Ron-
the wars, that
Yeah.
the neocons are pro-Israel and they're driving the foreign conflict. And I come at it from the far-right Trump revolution. So it's like a generation.
The far right Trump revolution. What a revolution, first of all.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just so much wrong in that statement. Is he even a is he pro Trump still?
No, I think he
Or
jumped
like
the
even at the time?
I think he
Yeah.
jumped the ship quite a while ago. I'm not sure if it was before or after Trump got
Yeah,
elected,
it would be before
but it was
after several
around
months
that
ago.
time, if I'm not mistaken.
So to portray yourself as somebody like, yeah, I'm part of
No,
this
no, no,
group.
no. I think what he means is that at the beginning of Trump's political career, so like more like in 2016, he was extremely
Okay, yeah.
pro-Trump. I think that's more what he means by that. But
Or it could have even been they could be talking about 2020 or something when they were talking Dave was talking about, oh, when I first kind of heard about you or whatever. But
when I kind
whatever.
of heard about you, you were inciting people to assault the Capitol. So that's it. What?
Thing. It's an ideological.
By the way, which is pretty funny because Dave Smith is quite the guy that's of the opinion that protests are useless, and I will grant to him that I quite agree with that point of view. So
Oh, I've always agreed on that. Like since I was a teenager, I thought it's like this shit is so stupid.
the,
We I don't know how much you were paying attention to it at the time, but like the US economic crash of 2008, you probably
Mhm.
wouldn't have even yeah.
Oh, there
But
was
it's like,
the New
oh,
York
the
pro.
Tea Party. Yeah, all the protests on
Yeah,
that, the Tea Party, and then shit just went on as usual. They just tanked the
yeah.
economy and said, "Fuck you," fuck
Like,
you to all the people that suffered.
the only point I've ever seen to protesting is just that it got me out of certain classes. That's really it. Look at
But
his
yeah,
face.
I definitely ascribe to,
He looks
yeah,
demented on
protests are
that.
stupid. They, especially ones that are disruptive, of course. Like, man, I don't know how it is where you live, but in America, there's supposed to be, laws against, you can't, your protest is fine as long as it doesn't disrupt anything, or like thoroughfares and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously all that. But even aside from that, yeah, I don't really believe that it does shit.
No, in France you can be a bit more invasive with protests, but ultimately the government doesn't give a fuck, gives a few crumbs, so people are like, oh yeah, we won the protest, look at the crumbs we got, woo wee, and it's same as usual basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Logical thing.
But
And I'm also Catholic. You're obviously Jewish, so
You're obviously Jewish. I can smell it on you.
could see it on your face with that fat nose of yours. He's Jew. What the fuck? And I think Dave Smith is a Christian, but hopefully I'm not wrong on that one.
there's a religious element, an ideological element, and it's interesting how in this moment when everyone is talking about these issues, we kind of represent maybe two different sides of that, or like
What?
So Dave Smith is like, actually, we agree upon so much, and then
Well,
Nick Fuentes is like, actually, we're two different sides.
No, but I guess he's
After just saying like, we agree on like the Jewish thing, but we're different sides. What are the different sides?
Wait,
of
wait.
agreeing on the
Maybe
topic?
maybe he will explain. They will explain.
is
I'm sure.
talking about these issues, we kind of represent maybe two different sides of that, or like
Yeah.
a nuanced difference in the Israel critical side. So,
No, yeah, it is about the Israel.
A nuanced difference. Yeah, one hates the Jews and one is a Jew. There is nuance there, I guess.
One's a self-hating Jew and one just hates Jews.
Look at his face again, like is he? He has an eye that's fucked up. Like the left eye is he's not. I don't know.
I mean, he's like, everyone's theorized like he's off
Yeah.
coke or whatever. It's like,
I said yes because I think it's going to be just a really great conversation. I
Yeah.
think that you're super intelligent, know the relevant facts. So do I. We have
So do I.
I was just like, that's a low bar compared to you, Nick. But yeah, I actually know a lot of things too. It's like, oh, okay. You can talk about a lot of things. I don't know if you comprehend what you're talking about, but
Fuentes knowing a lot of things. It's that one wasn't on my bingo card. You look at his face, even he doesn't believe it. He's like, oh no, even that one is not. Even that one is too much of a lie. Come on.
maybe they'll believe it. Maybe they'll believe me.
some disagreements, but I think we agree on far more than we disagree about.
What? How can a libertarian and an authoritarian can agree on most things?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
seriously.
they're both saying this. Yeah.
Seriously. And I know that Dave Smith is more like against immigration and stuff like that, but he's not against immigration. Like, okay, let's just shoot them down or something.
Oh, so that's their nuanced takes.
I guess.
The nuanced differences. One less extreme version of the other.
But yeah, so I really just thought it'd be an excellent conversation.
Yeah, I think
I'm sure it
in
will
many
be.
ways, particularly amongst young people, me and you, in a sense, represent the spectrum.
There is a spectrum
autistic
that's
spectrum?
yeah.
Yeah.
There definitely is a spectrum, that's for sure.
Seems to be of almost like where young people are going, whereas like there is no pro-Israel spectrum. It's like
Yeah, exactly as I said. So, what's the nuanced take and like sides of it? Who the fuck, aside from the establishment, is pro-Israel?
are you like a kind of non-interventionist type, or are you more of an identitarian non-interventionist
Right,
type?
right,
It's
right.
not really, that kind of seems to be the thing.
Okay, that's how we sugarcoat it. He's an identitarian non-interventionist. Also, no, it's like I don't like calling people racist because it's so overused. But in the case of Fuentes, honestly, but no, sorry, identitarian.
I don't even know what the fuck that word means. I wouldn't even be able to guess what the fuck that means.
I guess that's the intellectual version of calling someone a racist.
Yeah, I guess just identity.
Next time you make a racist joke, I will call you identitarian.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was I'll tell you this, okay? Well, I'm starting by making the pettiest of points, but I promise it's in service of
Okay.
making a real
Okay.
point. But so because it, you know, it might come up like you've been doing a lot of big shows lately. You just did Patrick Bet David's show, you did Glenn Greenwald's.
Is Patrick Bet-David something big, actually?
I
Can
don't
we?
know any of these names, but I mean, I'm not in this sphere of political podcasting.
I only know of that guy because he was hosting Tate. Okay, yeah, no, he's got 3 million subscribers. Okay, okay, fair enough.
Shows, several others, and it may come off like that's why I'm now having you on. But just to be clear, as you will back up, I reached out to you before you had done those shows, and this is actually when I started thinking about it.
You know, it's good to talk about how like valued of an individual you find someone like a guest, or they're saying like, oh, man, this is really meant to be and everything. Oh, trust me, I'm not trying to clout chase off you. It's like I was a fan before you were popular.
Honestly, that sounds even worse. It's like,
Yeah, why would you even bring it up?
no, at least there was plausible deniability. Like, okay, he's just having him because he has clout right now. But okay, it's not the case. Actually, he was following him even before. Okay, cool.
Yeah, for both ways. It doesn't even sound good.
It was when Jordan Peterson went on the Joe Rogan Experience. I believe the last
God.
time he
We're
was
talking
on.
about
And
Jordan
it was,
Peterson.
It was a couple days after I had debated Douglas Murray, which still to this day is the most viewed show I've ever done, and might be for a very long time.
Okay.
And it's got like there's like 5 million views on YouTube, and then got another 10 on Spotify, and then clips everywhere. I mean, we'll see if we can beat it, but I don't know about that. That was a high bar. But so there was this big thing, and it kind of became like, you know, the topic of conversation for a little bit. And so then Jordan Peterson comes in. And so I was real interested in that because, you know, obviously.
Why are you interested in all the bums of the far right exactly?
Okay, he started this off being like, oh, I'm going to make the petty point to make a better point. And I'm already lost in his train of thought. Like, why the fuck is he talking about Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson? And what?
I don't know who gives a fuck about Jordan Peterson in 2025, but okay.
Yeah, even if you did like him, he was kind of turned into a laughing stock after the whole fucking.
Well, he turned himself into a laughing stock answering everyone on Twitter. Yeah,
thing.
the guy lost his mind on Twitter. Like, you degenerate and shit. Like insulting everyone, completely spiraling at people that were trolling him on Twitter. Like to the point that the guy now is advocating for no anonymity on the internet. The guy's become such a joke. It's insane.
Like he's working at the Daily Wire now, and
Oh, yeah, the failing wire, you mean?
Yeah, that compliment is a little. It aged well. Yeah.
I know this is going to come up. I'm kind of curious what his take on this is going to be. Now, I bring this up literally. I'm not trying to trash Jordan Peterson.
Oh no, you're not.
I respect Jordan Peterson. I think there's many aspects of his work that were very valuable. I mean, I
Oh,
have
yeah, okay,
a baby
maybe.
brother around your age, not a baby, but I still call him that. But and I bought Jordan Peterson's book for him. Like I thought his work was great for young men, and obviously I don't love so much the stuff he's been doing lately. But so Jordan Peterson comes on.
That's one way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, this guy really doesn't want to step on any toes, and it's just like, I can't criticize him, but he was so great. It's like, I don't know. Can you have some backbone here? Okay.
I mean, can you have a backbone when you invite Nick Fuentes and you glaze him? Honestly,
Not really. Yeah. See that? Yeah, exactly. Like when I was making it, it's just oh, I love everybody's so great. You're so great, and oh, we have so much in common. And oh, I love Jordan Peterson, but oh no, not really nowadays. But oh, such a fan. It's like I don't know.
Figure it
You
out,
can
buddy.
criticize people. It's like it's okay. Like there's a difference between like burning bridges and allowing yourself to be
Yeah.
critical. Like
To be fair, Jordan Peterson has become such a snowflake. I'm not sure that any criticism would be taken well by that guy. But
we have we have to run defense for Jordan Peterson in 2025. Yeah, yeah,
was curious what his take on the debate was going to be. I knew he was going to get asked. He kind of dodges it. He goes, "Oh, everybody involved did a really good job." Which, first of all, no one on the face of the earth thinks everyone involved did a very good job.
Right.
The range is insane Zionists who think Douglas Murray won, and everybody else. Like, there's nobody thinks he did a good job and he did a good. But okay, so he dodged that, and then he just goes.
But isn't Douglas Murray the guy of the IQ bell curve or something? Wait,
honestly, I don't know these names, but
because what would that guy be doing debating Zionism? Honestly, like,
I don't know. I would need to have context, but debating Zionism. What?
yeah, that guy is the guy that did the IQ bell curve that was considered racist because the black people and the Asian and everything is a bit, the black people's bell curve is a bit on the left of the white people and the Asian are a bit on the right, and it's like it's racist or some shit. I don't know. But wait,
Statistics are racist.
but the guy basically is some sort of evolutionary biologist. So it's like why would you debate Zionism with that guy? That sounds weird to me. It's like because I'm not aware that Douglas Murray is such an expert on Zionism, but okay.
On a thing about the Groypers. Mm-hmm. Now, he mentions the Groyper. He starts going off on psychopathy and who needs to be kept out and who can be allowed in. And
Based. Some people shouldn't be allowed, like Nick Fuentes. Holy.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that, you should also not be allowed, by the way.
Yeah, like it goes back to what we were saying. It's like you can be libertarian, be free speech, but does that mean you personally have to platform everybody?
No, you have the liberty to hate people and not talk to them. That's part of it.
Yeah. It's like, whatever whoever each person's opinion on platforming or not, but I'm trying to understand what a libertarian's ideal would be.
No, but it's like on the other side, as somewhat of a libertarian, I guess, if I must use that label, it's like I'm totally fine with Dave Smith talking to Nick Fuentes. That's your right, absolutely, your absolute right. I'm entirely for freedom of speech. You should be allowed to say anything you want. That doesn't mean there is no consequences to what you say. That it's not like, I can say Heil Hitler and nothing happens to me. No, of course you should maybe have eggs thrown at you. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's just running around New York and scream the N-word and expect like, well, we have free speech, don't we? Like,
I figure it out. It's like, my company doesn't want me to be going around saying Heil Hitler or things like that. Or, the Holocaust didn't happen. Yeah, they would probably be pissed. And there would be consequences for that. But I'm still allowed to say it and not end up in jail. Sure.
Yeah.
Holy.
Okay, so first of all, the obvious that to me, I was like, well, first off, if we're talking about psychopaths in this context, that's where we go to. Right. There's people who don't like Jews.
Yeah, not Nick Fuentes.
I mean, like, okay, man, maybe.
Well, I hate that thing because again, it's also overused. But well, yeah, Adolf Hitler didn't like Jews too, Yay, Hitler reference.
Everything is Hitler. Everything I don't like is Hitler.
I mean, to be fair, maybe Dave has a point because like there is nothing to be frightened with the Groypers. I mean, just look at their boss. If you say that Nick Fuentes is your boss, there is not much to fear about you, honestly.
I don't know. Crazy people can do some retarded shit that fucks up everybody
Well, yeah,
else.
if you're in the US, that guy might have a gun, so that's a problem. Fair enough.
We'll argue about this a little bit later. But like, okay, leaving that aside, that's because there's the destruction of a people. I mean, like Nikki Haley is signing bombs that are about to be dropped on human beings.
Based! I wish I could be signing bombs that are thrown on those disgusting monkeys.
Whoa.
No, it's yeah, okay, she's crazy. Yes. Okay.
Does he think that Nick wouldn't do some wild shit like that too if given the opportunity?
Holy. I mean,
Like, fuck Israel.
you're aware Nick got felted in the tribunal because there was a lady that was ringing his bell. She was kind of trolling, sort of, but she was just ringing his bell. He opened the door and he maced her.
Oh, Jesus.
He did assault her and he got convicted in fucking Chicago tribunal, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, of course he will do insane shit like that, if not worse.
And you want to have a conversation about who's a psychopath? And then also, I thought, like, to invoke you.
Well, yeah, I think Douglas Murray he's I think Nick Fuentes is a much bigger psycho than Douglas Murray if he is one. Yeah.
Not even knowing anything about this other guy, I would bet on that.
First of all, Douglas Murray has written a book. First of all. There we go.
Whoa.
I mean, in my mind, you need to have a minimum level to be writing a book, especially about biology and shit like that. Whereas Nick Fuentes, I mean, maybe he's finished coloring one of those books, for the holidays when you were a kid. Maybe he's finished that. Not even clear.
One wrote a book and one finished a book.
A coloring book, like the thing,
Yeah.
the thing for 6 years old. Okay, get busy during the holidays, you retard.
The flip book. Pop out pictures.
Your name, but you mentioned Groypers, like those are your fans. Like, I mean, it means your fans. So just mention the guys. It'd be like if you were.
What? Are Groypers fan of Douglas Murray, no? Oh no, I mean Nick Fuentes. I'm retarded.
Like,
Yeah,
there's a real.
but still, like, I've never heard a single good thing about a Groyper. Like, so why are you running defense for him?
They have so much in common, I guess. Maybe?
Yeah.
Nah.
Those are your fans. Like, I mean, it means
right,
your fans. So just mention the guys. It'd be like if you were like, there's a real problem with people who listen to Dave Smith's podcast.
Yeah.
They're like, well, then say. And so I
mean,
I remember just.
I would, because this guy doesn't seem to have real integrity for his positions or anything. He says he's agreeing with Nick Fuentes on a lot. They're both saying that.
I mean,
so.
yeah, I think if you're listening to Dave Smith, who agrees a lot with Nick Fuentes, you have some issues. Yes.
Yeah, a fan of that. Yeah, Dave Smith fan. What the fuck?
Holy.
Kind of thinking like. That just seemed like really unfair. Here, you were not a participant in the thing. It wasn't even like a question about. And so it was like.
Wait, what?
I remember just kind of thinking like, that just seemed like really unfair. Here, you were not a participant in the thing. It wasn't even like a question about. And so it was like.
But can't you use people as an example? Can't you use examples?
No. No.
Then
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I hope Dave Smith never speak about abortion or things like that because he can never experience it. He cannot participate in pregnancy since he's a male, So I hope he never. I hope he never talks about this type of topic ever again.
Kind of, and then just being me, I was like, my first thought was like, Jordan Peterson should, if he's going to say that, he should sit down with Nick Fuentes. And then I was like, you know what?
What? Why do you want people to sit with Nick Fuentes?
Okay, but even the thing of, why does somebody have to sit down with somebody else because they talked about him?
I don't
It's like,
know.
you have to be able to, you have to confront the person to their face so that you could have a, completely devolving debate against each other.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. This is. I don't
Does,
even have words for that. It's so fucking retarded.
like, okay, if this guy is doing a political podcast kind of thing, surely he's called out a lot of people for a lot of things. Does he platform them all the time and
I
be
hope
like, okay,
so.
you know what, yeah, it's like, I talk shit on you, so
I hope
free pass
so.
to come onto my podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure
All
he
right,
does.
surely.
Surely.
I should sit down with Nick. Like, it's been a while. And then it was something I just kind of kept thinking about. Anyway, it was just a bit of a rant, but that really was what got me first thinking, like, we should do something again.
Yeah.
That
Well,
got you too? Nick got criticized for something and used an example of something bad, and you're like, you know what, I should platform this guy. What?
Okay.
That, because he's saying that's when he started having the thoughts, not
Well,
like, oh, I thought about him before
but
everything, and this drove me to really want to get him on. It's like, no, this is what got me to want to get him
wait.
on.
I- Is he horny for Nick Fuentes? Is that why? Is that like, oh, Douglas Murray was like talking about, oh, the Groiper, so then he was like, oh, Fuentes. Oh, that's been a while we haven't been together, wink, wink. So,
Who knows?
that debate, I think, raised a lot of interesting questions, because it is the thing of the moment, which is that there's been this explosion of inquiry and conversation.
explosion of inquiry. What?
In conversation. No.
Of the moment, which is that there's been this explosion of inquiry and conversation about Israel, about the Jews, conspiracy surrounding that.
Has there been an explosion in
mean-
inquiry about the Jews?
I mean, I'm pretty sure criticizing Israel has been a thing for quite a long time. Like, I don't know what brought up the thought, but I was thinking about it. Like, I remember as a kid, like, say, like, old skit comedy that would criticize, like, or make, like, poke fun at, like, a Jewish person,
Yeah.
they control the media,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
they have all the money, or it's like, is it really like something nobody was talking about? Like, maybe for a short time there, it was kind of quelled for a bit. Maybe people were talking about other issues, or it's like, whoa, you can't talk about that because that's anti-Semitic. And, it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, 2020s or a little bit before that, but pretty sure people have always talked about the Jews. They were talking about him thousands of years ago.
I guess maybe the thing with October 7 just put it more on the front of the scene. I guess maybe that's
The nature of it. The big question I always get asked on my show is like, what is it? What is this thing that's going on? And the reason that this is
what is this thing that's
What do you
going?
mean, what is it? Like,
So,
I'm pretty sure everybody knows it.
I'm not sure that's
There's a fucking conflict.
I'm not sure also that's the biggest question on this podcast, to be entirely honest.
Yeah, Nick, tell me about these Jews.
What is that thing?
What is this Israel? It's been like a massive thing since 2020 of the fucking free Palestine, and oh no, the Jews, and we're giving Israel money, and it's like, I'm pretty sure most people know about what's going on.
No, but that's the thing. Like, you see that question, what is happening with that thing? And then it's like the quartering asked.
what
Even
is
at
it?
even at genuine face value, that just points to how fucking retarded his fan base is. What is that thing?
What is this thing that's going on? And the reason that this is happening is because the taboo has gone away. There's a few things.
So I know in France there is a bit of a taboo about the Jews and stuff like that, especially like in the last 20 years. But was it the case in the US?
Like I was saying, like maybe for a short time, like the ADL or something got like real active, and it was like,
Uh-huh.
that's that's anti-Semitic. You can't really do that. But
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think it really just kind of was more that people didn't care to talk about it
Yeah.
until like
Yeah, yeah. October
the
7th?
like even before that, well, a little before that, of kind of people started talking about it more, and like as I said, like the Free Palestine thing, like brought it a bit, like it made it a political talking point now, like
Yeah.
where before people, who was talking about fucking Israel,
Yeah, fair enough.
like yeah, it got like jokes and poked fun at, like anything could be, but you know now everything has to be talked about like it's the most important thing in the world now, so
Simultaneously, the censorship around the topic has dissipated, and then I think right after, the taboo went away, largely because of the war in Gaza. I think people were so outraged it kind of blew the lid on that. And now that kind of is the central question of the role that these personalities play in mediating that. Because I think there's, at this point, a recognition by everybody on the whole planet. There's no denial anymore. Nobody can avoid it. Even Netanyahu's doing damage control with Shapiro. I think that was yesterday. That everybody is talking about this. Everyone's furious. That was yesterday.
So wait, okay.
Look at his face.
I don't know his opinion. Oh, jeez. I don't know what Shapiro's opinion on this is.
Well, I mean,
obviously everybody knows he's Jewish. Is he
no,
pro
but
Israel?
oh, I mean, like he's insanely pro-Israel. That's fairly well
Okay,
known.
so it literally Nick just said nobody backs Israel.
And
Immediately
except
cites a guy that
except all the
is
people
well
that does.
known. Yeah, that is well known, that has a sizable fan base for whoever Shapiro is of Shapiro,
Yeah, but
listener.
I think a much more legit comment would just be like, yeah, their influence in the public opinion is decreasing. It's like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, but no, of course he words it in the dumbest way.
Well,
Everybody is talking about this. Everyone's furious. Everyone is not.
what do you mean everyone is furious? I don't give a fuck about what's happening there, and most people don't, to be honest. Most people are just
Yeah,
like, okay, it's bad to kill those people, but they are not furious. What do you mean?
yeah. This really is getting just. He's locked in his extreme radical echo chamber. So
Yeah.
that means that everybody believes what he believes. It's like,
Yeah, no,
I'm pretty sure even, like you say like at a family event or something, and like somehow the, politics gets brought up.
yeah,
Like really the only thing a lot of people kind of agree upon, like normies that just kind of casually watch the news, is like, why are we paying them so much money?
yeah, that's fair enough.
It's like that's their biggest opinion on the topic. Which is like, yeah, why are we paying them so much money?
Yeah.
It's not like, fuck these Jews. I hope they die.
Really? Because my family is all about that.
Ooh, jeez.
Does not have that conventional pro-Israel thing anymore. And now I feel like there are people like a Peterson or a Shapiro or even a Charlie Kirk, which I'm sure we'll get into, that are trying to they recognize that the reality has already changed.
Yeah.
But they are in denial in a sense, trying to negotiate like what that's going to look like, because they recognize the old consensus is gone, not coming back.
Oh, that's
People are
boring
not going to be
politics.
pro-Israel like they were. The genie's not going back in the lamp, the proverbial lamp.
Isn't it like the genie out doesn't go back in the bottle? Isn't that the idiom actually?
Yeah, or yeah, the genie. Yeah, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, or you can't close Pandora's box. But once again, it goes to like he's saying that people that were pro-Israel before. I'm pretty sure nobody gave a fuck before. It's like if you would ask, like, what's your to the average person, like, what's your opinion on Israel, and they're like, what? What's that?
And as much as I guess maybe he's meaning like in the politicians they can't be as much pro-Israel as they used to be. Maybe, but do we have receipts on how much money is given to Israel and whether it has changed or not?
Yeah, I kind of doubt that. I'm pretty sure
Because
of
if
the example we've been given, most of the like Western world is pro-Israel at
yeah,
the top.
yeah, no shit. It's like, oh, Jews control everything. Well, I mean, they still have a lot of money, so the fact that they influence shit, yeah, fair enough. Oh, whoa. People
Yeah,
with money
it's like
influence the world. Whoa.
you could just say in the most like surface level of the situation is like, why do we give a shit about this little tiny strip of land as a country that's thousands of miles away?
Yeah.
Obviously they care, you know. Or we would just not be involved, like giant countries in Africa that have been in civil war for decades and we don't get involved, you know. It's like, but this little strip of land we're back in no matter what.
I mean, I guess, I mean, I'm no expert on the topic by far, but I'm guessing that there is still a vested interest to an extent in the region at large because you want it to be stable for the oil and all the resources that we get from there. So that I can see, and I'm assuming, I think the politicians' biggest point is that, oh, Israel is what help us keep the region stable, allegedly, in their opinion.
I don't even slightly agree with that, but
No, but I'm pretty sure that's what the politicians would say.
yeah.
But they also recognize that, is there a limiting principle to the conversation? Is there something outside the Overton window? And if you've lost all your credibility, how can you now step in and say, okay, we were lying before, but now go no further?
There is a particular irony when Nick Fuentes speaks about lying. I mean, but okay. Indeed. But that's a good question even for himself. How do you come back from having zero credibility?
And I
He's
think that
not that smart to be self-reflective.
Tell us, Nick, how do you come back from zero credibility? Is that do you need an FBI handler or something like that? Is it where we
What
are
do you mean?
going?
He already has an FBI handler.
Well, exactly my point.
you now step in and say, okay, we were lying before, but now go no further.
Right.
And I think it's an open question where it goes from here that everybody's asking.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think there's, with a lot of those guys, I think there was just a moment that was, and I didn't.
Is he germaxing?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. You do this for a living. Can you not get your thought out? He, he immediately pivoted. Whatever he was going to say, he was like, forget that.
Plan on the Douglas Murray thing being that, I'm a libertarian, so I'm half autistic. Like,
Half
Yeah,
autistic.
geez, okay. So here we go. Confirmation as we were kind of questioning whether or not he considers himself libertarian.
Yeah,
Good.
but he says he's half autistic. Well, which
on the
half
Douglas
are
Murray
we
thing
talking
being
about?
that. I'm a libertarian.
The half
so
that
I'm
makes you
half
retarded
autistic.
instead
I'm
of
a
smart.
therapist, I'm the best libertarian, but I'm half that. And so I just went, oh, dude, we're going to debate the war in Gaza and the war in Ukraine. This is great. Like, this is going to be a huge show. It'll be out. And I did not expect it to become a referendum on experts and the new media, partially just because it was such a bad strategy for Douglas. I mean, it was.
Okay, I will need to see that debate because, like, I don't know why. I'm not
Yeah.
exactly trusting Dave's word. I'm not sure why.
It is, it's a really great podcast topic when you're citing this thing that you just have to assume that your audience watched that's not related to you or anything. It's just like, we have so much overlap. Our audience is so overlapped for
I just
for this
love.
for this podcast for this podcast where just Nick Fuentes' name got thrown around. So I'm gonna assume all context to that.
Well, these overlapping circles. I can't remember the term for that type of chart, but when you have overlapping circles, if you take libertarian and authoritarian, there is no overlap. They are just distinct circles. Like what?
It was a way to avoid the debate that I think he thought he couldn't win.
Right.
But it wasn't. It was obviously not going to work out well. But one of the things that was kind of interesting in seeing all of these people, especially this kind of why Jordan Peterson.
I mean, honestly, I think it worked better than it could have expected because now we are aware that you have a lot of in common with Nick Fuentes. Something I never thought that anyone would admit on camera, especially not a libertarian.
Would even Candace Owens admit that? And she's also a schizo.
But there would be more reasons for Candace Owens to say that than a libertarian.
Coming in was
I was gonna say we're back on Jordan Peterson now for some reason.
Sure, why not?
Was this a debate between Jordan Peterson and was it Douglas Murray?
No, it was Jordan Peterson commenting on Dave Smith and Douglas Murray debate.
So, oh my God.
Yeah.
So we're talking about
Yeah.
what's some other commentator's opinion on this debate that he's not explaining.
Yeah, and this other commentator is Jordan Peterson, by the way.
Yeah.
Interesting in seeing all of these people, especially kind of why Jordan Peterson coming in was interesting because he is really, to a lot of people, like he's almost, especially with young people, who's the core group who Israel's losing. Well, this is a guy.
Is that the core group Israelis losing? Are they? Oh no, they're losing the young people who have no money, unlike George Soros.
No, but even take that back even a step. He's saying this group of young people who used to be pro-Israel are like, who the fuck is like, yeah, in the maybe teens or even 20s, like, yeah, Israel.
I've never seen anyone like that. But
the only people that are pro-Israel are the people that are living in Israel. What are you talking about?
I mean, you have all you have Ben Shapiro also, or the pro-Zionist guys in the US like that. But I don't think like a 20 years old these days comes like, oh yeah, Israel, let's go.
On top of that, they're becoming less pro-Israel.
Oh no!
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Guy who really shaped a lot of young people's minds, and so if anybody was kind of positioned to be able to reel them back in, it might be him. And even that didn't kind of work. And I think something.
Jordan Peterson is the guy to reel back in the young generation in 2025. Okay.
Yeah, okay. The fucking opiate junkie that everybody lost respect. He was our guy.
The guy that gets perma-trolled on Twitter and reacts to every fucking troll is going to reel back in the younger generation, huh? What do you mean?
To specifically be pro-Israel. Is Jordan Peterson even pro-Israel?
I think kind of. I really don't know. I really don't know, honestly, on that one.
Fundamental to it was that it was like with all these guys, with Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro, your whole calling card was, we have these conversations. We don't shut voices out. You have to win the argument. We're against cancel culture.
Call Gollum to win the argument. Oh no, he doesn't.
Oh God, he is actually pro-Israel. He's tweeting out, "Give him hell, Netanyahu." In 2023.
Okay, but who gives a fuck about Jordan Peterson, really?
Yeah.
Like even in 2023, nobody gave a fuck about this bum.
No, God, no. Years ago, everybody saw him as a lot stock. Yeah, he's
Oh no.
literally a druggie,
Well,
and
yeah.
I remember seeing some recent clip, I forget where, of he was like breaking down crying about like nothing. He just looks like he's still strung out. Like how are you strung out when you got sober?
Yeah. I quit, guys. For real, for real.
I quit this drug.
And then they're like, to watch them going on these tours of like, Rogan shouldn't have Daryl Cooper on anymore and all this. You're like, yeah, but come on, dude. Now, what are you? You just kind of, you exposed yourself for being exactly what you claim not to be. And that is something that people don't get over easily.
Right. Well, and no one's really
Oh.
on their side.
Wait.
Oh, the self-awareness there. they really do have a lot in common.
Wait, you're saying you're a libertarian and that you have a lot of things in common with Fuentes. So yeah, maybe you should listen to your own advice. I don't know.
It's
that.
only getting worse as they prove themselves being honest by being dishonest and losing their integrity.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Don't get over easily.
Right. Well, and no one's really on their side on that, because Douglas Murray, when he said, well, have you been to Gaza and all these other types,
To be fair, he's got a point. Have you been to Gaza?
No.
No, but I
Actually,
didn't mean
shut
you.
up.
I meant Fuentes.
Yeah, I know.
You need to pay me a shitload of money to go to just even think about going to Gaza. Holy.
I wouldn't even want to go there if it'd be a place I wanted to go to. Halfway across for you, at least, it's in the like same range of.
Yeah.
For me, it's halfway across the fucking world, which is they're Americans, so they're talking about going halfway across the world.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
I still think he has a point. But where it's like, okay, everyone can say anything, but maybe if you're there, you'll see something different. I don't know. And to be honest, it's like I'm not saying Israel should do what they do, but it's kind of not easy also to deal with people that use hospitals to launch their military operations and shit. Like dealing with that is not that evident.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be bombing those hospitals, but
Yeah. Obviously that, but it's just trying to simplify what is a complex issue is always the dumbest fucking route. Like, because so many fucking political issues you could talk about are so complex, and when you just give it like the dumb quick answer, it's like, okay, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about, do you?
but what do you mean? Nick Fuentes knows a lot of things, self-admitted.
appeal to authority, it's like, in a way, this is just another chapter and kind of like a larger saga that goes back to COVID, Ukraine, Trump, even.
I don't think the Israel-Palestine conflict started with COVID.
Yeah, that was the big one. I was going to mention that too.
Is that we're led to believe that these institutions they have the authority to tell us what's going on and what to think and what's acceptable, and we know that they lied about all that, lied about the facts, the opinions. They were probably not even in good faith, and now they want to come.
Which one? Can we?
He named like a lot of different like Trump and the COVID and what.
So
could you elaborate, or at least specify?
The best I can make of is that he's saying that mainstream media doesn't have the same hold as it used to pre-COVID. I guess that's what he's meaning. But holy, can you make a point actually? Instead of, I have to decipher what the fuck this retard is saying. Holy.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Whoa, what a hot take to be calling out talking like a schizo. We're gonna
Out
ruffle some feathers with that opinion.
Oh no.
facts, the opinions, they were probably not even in good faith. And now they want to come out and tell us, well, but like you said, we can't have that conversation, or Daryl Cooper's too far, or they're doing the same thing to him that they did to you, where they said, well, you're not a historian. And it's like, okay, well, neither is really anybody. Does that,
Wait. Nobody is an
I
historian?
mean,
What?
no.
What do you mean?
The job title is who they are.
There are no historians, though.
And even a lot of people just like knowing, like, they could recite so many facts about history, buffs of any kind of topic. They, like,
No, they can't. There are no historians. What do you mean?
no. We just open a history textbook and it's blank.
It's like all the references to things written by historians, just like anonymous. Like they don't exist. Sorry. Look at his face again. Like
I know he's making. I was gonna kind of point out eventually. It's like he keeps having to like close his eyes while he's talking, like he's thinking so hard right now.
No, it's like even in this moment, it's like fuck. I just said there are no historians. What a retard. It's like his brain is lagging behind what he's saying. So when it catches back, that gives you this face. It's like fuck. I said something retarded.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
I mean, if his fans haven't noticed it at this point, they never will.
No, yeah, of course.
anybody have the right to critically think, or to read books, or to offer an opinion, or are we?
Well, you can't read books because
No.
he's afraid of people asking him questions in bookstores, so he can't read books already. That's already a
What
no-no.
the fuck is he talking about? The
I don't know,
right to read
honestly.
books?
Let's go back a bit because
Yeah.
It's like,
Go ahead,
okay,
let it-
well,
let it play.
neither is really anybody. Does anybody have the right to critically think, or to read books, or to offer an opinion, or are we literally just going to be told this is what you're allowed to think because we're the experts?
Well, it's all
but who's putting a gun to your face to tell you to believe whatever the fuck? No, seriously.
The ones that Nick sees them around.
And honestly, you would have much more of a point if it was, before the internet, and especially before all these platforms and whatever the fuck, when it was only like you needed to be a big company, shit like that. Okay, in that case, you could have a point where it's like, okay, but they are just telling us what they want to show us. But in this day and age, that is not the case.
No, but I just like specifically he's saying, oh, they're telling us what books if we can read, not even what books, but if we can read books. It's like, I'm pretty sure I've never in the last 5, 6, even let's say a decade, there've never been a point where it's like, you can't read a book. What, Nick?
Or maybe he's right, and that's why Quartering never read a book. Maybe he got told no reading. But you think Nick Fuentes is reading books, honestly?
He said that's his cope for not being able to read. They didn't allow me to read books.
Oh no, he's bookless!
He can't read.
He's
They didn't let
illiterate!
him.
so the other thing, dude, because I'm like, I got in this. Well, I guess not. I mean, you
talk
were
about
doing
okay.
your thing, I think, at the time too. But for whatever reason, I got in like at not really in, but I was doing shows at Fox News for a while. There were like a few particular hosts who were really good to me and had me on. It was like Kennedy and
Who gives a
you know,
fuck?
She had a libertarian show there, so it made sense. And then Greg Gutfeld used to put me on top.
Isn't... Well, first, the guy is called Gutfeld. Holy... But I remember having seen a few clips of that guy, and it seems like super boring. Like it's the Quartering, but on TV.
Jeez.
Shalou
But
used to put me on. This is like that.
It kind of came to mind in like noticing too the time. Man, this podcast is pointless. They are talking, They are talking about things.
Yeah, you're right. We should switch to Gundam. That is a lot more meaningful.
Oh, yeah. Positive, meaningful content.
Definitely.
But it has just been up to this point of just glazing the fuck out of each other and talking about other things.
I don't know.
Talking about other people talking about things and talking about, wait, we're allowed to talk. It's like, I don't
in,
know. Could you use that? Could you use that freedom to talk about something then? I don't know.
in 2026, you're allowed to read books.
Now we can. We couldn't before.
Oh, no.
Back even in the day, and then I've done a bunch of their shows since. And it's like, one of the things that just bugs me about the whole conversation too is you're like, look, I'm not saying there's a lot of garbage online, so I'm not like defending,
You don't say.
there's dumb political commentators online.
You don't say.
But when you're talking about like the elite level, or like I'm just saying, objectively speaking, I used to do those panels. If you go back and look at any of the panels I was on, you're out there somewhere, it's just always me carving everybody up because they don't.
Objectively speaking, I'm going to say something very. Objectively speaking, I was badass on those panels. What a sentence.
Know anything. Like it was, dude. Me and you are compared to the old guard, elite level.
Wait.
Dude, me and you are compared to the old guard, elite.
So elite level is being wiped by Mr. Metokur. That's the elite level. And I'm not saying Metokur doesn't have skills, but it's like it's a blood sport. That's the elite level.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Yeah, Jesus. If Nick Fuentes is the elite level, I mean, I might start getting concerned for you. Holy.
That's what we should ascribe to.
Elite level. Like they maybe would occasionally get someone in there. Occasionally you'd have Pat Buchanan on a segment. You'd have someone who like Ron Paul or someone.
Who the fuck is Pat Buchanan?
I'm pretty sure same thing. I haven't heard that name in so long. I'm pretty sure he's a talking head, right-wing talking head.
And I remember.
No, wait, no. Politician.
Yeah. I remember Dave Smith mentioning that guy, but it's like, who the fuck knows who Pat Buchanan is? And why his opinion matters so much? Allegedly.
Yeah, honestly, I remember hearing that name in like the 2000s. I haven't heard that shit. I haven't heard that shit in forever. But I guess he's still.
Oh no, we didn't listen to Pat Buchanan out of all people. Oh no.
Also, to the point about books again, I was just looking up because I was thinking of like old items and stuff of like bad unboxings and just in general and like seeing goofy pranks. You could just buy a book of Mein Kampf in at any time in the last however long. It's like if we can order Mein Kampf, are we really censored? We can consume in books.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. You can buy it, but are you allowed to read it though?
I guess not. They glued the pages shut.
Someone in there. Occasionally you'd have Pat Buchanan on a segment. You'd have someone who like Ron Paul or someone who really knew what they were talking about. But like every day on.
Wait, you know what you're talking about, huh? Okay.
Cable news.
Okay, yeah, I looked him up. Pat Buchanan. He was American author, political commentator, so I had that right, and then politician.
Yeah.
But he was relevant in the fucking Nixon, Ford, and Reagan era. Why the fuck are we talking about this guy nowadays?
Oh no.
He's relevant in the fucking like 80s and 90s or whatever the fuck. Oh, jeez.
Idea of being like, well, you're not an expert. Daryl Cooper's not an expert. Do you know what you're hearing on cable? Do you know how much more Daryl Cooper knows than 99.99% of people talking about the topic? So there's.
Yeah, but Isn't the point of the journalists that they don't necessarily know a lot about of the topics? They are just here to present shit. Isn't that how it works?
For some people, yeah.
Whoa, the TV presenter doesn't know the topic she or he is talking about. Whoa.
Mm.
Welcome to the division of labor, Dave Smith. You should be aware of that with anyway.
Yeah.
Something
Yep.
about that that really bugged me. But I also think, that specifically with Jordan Peterson, I just thought it was like,
Oh God, again.
you're talking about a young man.
Did we
You're talking
rewind?
about
No, we didn't.
a following of young people. I thought your whole thing was like sticking up for them, not calling
Oh, whoa. I was worried for an instant, young people sticking, like, whoa. And there is Nick Fuentes with whom you have a lot in common, so, whoa.
them the tetrad of evil or something like that. And
Wait,
not, like,
what?
sticking up for them, not calling them the tetrad of evil or something.
I mean, okay. I would say, yeah, there are people out there who are like, Jordan Peterson is evil or whatever, but it's, they're a percentage of people, not like
It's just retarded.
this is such a straw man thing of like, whoa, there's people out there calling Jordan Peterson crazy.
No,
That's crazy.
I'm not sure if he's saying Peterson said that, but that's definitely something Peterson could say, the tetrad of evil.
Thing like that, and not like as if you've done something unforgivable that you are now. It's like I thought.
Well, yes, he's protected pedophiles. That's pretty unforgivable, in my book at least. What?
This free speech absolutist over here, I guess.
No, but but even I don't give a fuck. Like, let Nick Fuentes have his free speech if he wants to, but that's still unforgivable to be protecting pedophiles.
Nah. Why are you targeting these innocent people?
I don't know. Apparently, it's pretty forgivable for Dave Smith. I don't know. Maybe he might be a better man than me. I don't know. Maybe that's important for your soul to forgive the people that protect pedophiles. I don't know. Holy.
Like it just seems like, okay, so then if you're saying that Nick Fuentes is leading these young men down the wrong path,
No
well,
shit.
then okay, maybe they could use some Jordan Peterson in their life then, right?
Right.
Holy. What is the choice between Fuentes and Peterson? Can't we have someone better than that? Holy.
Like what? Maybe you should take that. Maybe it's really important. I thought you're supposed to speak up for the voiceless and get all emotional and all that. Like, where did all that shit go? All of a sudden, there's one thing that's like a subject you're not allowed to talk about. I just think that's bullshit.
Yeah, well, and Jordan, he even took it a step further. I don't know if you saw his tweets about me, but he called me a rat.
Yeah.
Is he wrong though? Whoa,
Obviously, Nick's not gonna agree with criticism. But
No, but like a rare Peterson W, I would say, like, yeah, fair enough. And look at his face, he looks like a rat.
yeah.
He said Nick Fuentes is a rat. And then he
Based.
came back and amended it and said, no, wait, he's not a rat because rats are odious by their nature. He said Nick chooses to be a rat. He's lower than rat. And it's
Well, that's pretty based, actually. It's too lengthy, but it's
Yeah,
pretty
geez.
based.
Yeah, well, making me like Jordan over here.
Whoa. Well, maybe I'm pro-Israel after all.
You know what, Jordan Peterson?
He convinced
You and
me.
me agree on a lot. We have quite a lot of common. Oh shit!
Look at him, he's so happy to be called lower than a rat.
It's like
He just keeps doing this squinty and literally closing his eyes thing that
Yeah.
just gets to me every time. It's like, Are you
What?
honestly struggling to talk? Like, think about what you want to say here? Is like, oh, I gotta close my eyes so I can envision what I want to say, and then doesn't really say shit.
And by the way, isn't his whole thing like about totalitarianism and like dehumanizing people and I
But are you really human when you were born in a test tube?
What?
Well,
Is he a test tube baby?
I've heard this allegation made often times by the casino, so I will take it as truth personally.
said to him, I really was more just like astounded, like you said, because he is different than the others. That's like, he's always been different. Shapiro's like an insane Zionist,
Yeah.
like operative of Israel, whatever you want to say. But Peterson, like you said, he really was very influential for young men. And I know that because I was one of them at one point.
Look at the results of Peterson influencing young people. That gives Nick Fuentes, apparently.
My brain is melting every time he speaks.
Okay. Honestly, I'm starting to agree with the people that consider Peterson evil if the result is Nick Fuentes. Like you read 12 Rules for Life and after that you're a groiper, apparently. Holy.
And I had close friends.
Glad I never got into him.
Wait, I read 12 Rules for Life. I'm a groiper too. No!
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no!
Loved his Bible lecture series, his podcast, Maps of Meaning, which was his original book.
Pulled a lot of young kids away from atheism.
Major, yeah, and towards Christianity.
Yeah, then they felt betrayed when he was fucking pathetic loser after everything. I'm sure
Honestly,
it pissed off a lot of them and drove them back.
yeah, but honestly, if I have the choice between Christianity and this faith and atheism, it's like, for me, the choice is simple, let's just say.
Yeah.
Do I want to be in the group with Nick Fuentes or not? Tough question, huh?
And towards conservatism and all of it. And you're right, his claim to fame was that he was supposed to be this like lodestar for the disaffected young men of the Trump
What?
generation. And who represents that more than me? I'm kind of like that.
What the fuck?
Oh, geez, guys. I was just about to say, like, that's not a great, like, not necessarily a compliment or a good thing.
No.
Because so was Andrew Tate for a short bit. It's like trying to appeal to the younger generation as like a voice of reason and everything. It's like, and then immediately he jumps to, me too. It's like, oh, fuck.
But he's hanging out with Andrew Tate, so, he might consider that Andrew Tate is also a positive influence, somehow.
The pedophile and the raper together.
Yeah, and there are serious things where Andrew Tate admits himself when you put several videos together that he was trafficking children, or teenagers at least.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot they were underage too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Archetypal
Man,
guy.
they really have a lot in common, actually. Secretly gay, like involved with pedophilia.
Yeah.
I hate the Jews.
And Dave Smith is just like, yeah, sure, we're chilling. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks a
Holy.
little miserable right there.
What has my life has become?
Was supposed to be this like lodestar for the disaffected young men of the Trump generation. And who represents that more than me? I'm kind of like that archetypal guy leading those people.
This guy is leading, huh?
Oh, it's too funny.
The guy that was talking about his fantasies about having sex with a monkey. You know, it's he's
The
the
fuck? See, I am such a surface level enjoyer of Nick.
I was
I need to deep dive at some point.
I was listening to that clip like yesterday, I think.
Oh, jeez, man. Oh,
Your future president, Jumbles.
the Mexican child president, savior of the white race. Oh,
Actually,
jeez.
I'm worried because if he ever becomes president, there is on the Thanksgiving, there is pardoning the turkey. I mean, I'm not sure what he's gonna do with those.
Oh, whoa, buddy. What the fuck?
And I agree. If he's got some issue with me, first of all, why not just call me out? It's this weird like thing that the left.
He did call you out. He
did.
called you a rat.
He literally just stated where he called you out. Why doesn't he call me out?
How more can he call you out than calling you worse than a rat? Exactly.
Oh,
does, where
he
they say-
literally doubled down on calling him out. Why doesn't he call me out?
You're a rat. No, wait, it's offensive for rats. You're lower than rats. Like that. Literally calling you out.
Oh,
First of all, why not just call me out? It's this weird like thing that the left does where they say, we don't want to platform him. We don't want to give him attention. But like you say, what then happened to that whole deal where it's like, it's a free marketplace. We have to just talk or else we'll fight. We have to, have this.
You're doxing your own people. Who the fuck wants to talk with that sort of shit? No, seriously. What do we talk? We should also talk with Ethan Ralph about his political views, huh? Who the fucking hell? Imagine talking with Ethan Ralph about politics. Holy.
but yeah, this I forget what I exactly said before. It's God, this guy's scrambling my brain. You're, I think I was saying like, yeah, you're just because you believe in free speech or whatever, that means you're forced to platform people that I guess
No.
you disagree with. Like, it's just a insane.
This is fucking
What?
retarded.
And this is the stuff he puts out there. Like I couldn't imagine what's actually going.
marketplace. So there's just layers of hypocrisy and no one's buying.
You're talking about layers of hypocrisy, huh? Alright. Yeah, bold move, bold move.
And nobody's
Let's see if it'll work out.
nobody's buying into that nonsense, and it's sad because I think he lost a lot of credibility by doing that.
I completely agree, and I agree it's sad. And I think, and I'm not saying this again to pick on Jordan Peterson. It's just like
I'm not saying this to pick on John.
Oh,
Are you serious?
He really just can't criticize somebody. He's like, oh, I can't burn this bridge. I don't agree with this guy anymore. I respect him, but I can't upset him. Like,
Okay.
oh man, you could. It's exactly what you're doing right now. Is like you're calling out a guy
But
that
it's like it's this sort of gay, passive aggressive shit where it's like, oh look, he was saying things that are completely insane and so on. But I'm not picking on him. It's this sort of passive aggressive gay shit.
I think he's an important figure. It's an important topic, and it does. And this kind of
Jordan Peterson is an important
is he
figure.
really important anymore?
Maybe historic.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe when he was popping up with the Ontario bullshit and so on. Sure, maybe. But in 2025, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like early 2020s when there was actually legitimate like censorship of like right-wing voices on social media and stuff, but
Yeah.
not now. Not for the last couple of years.
Actually, actually, who knew that just censoring people less than okay? Then, then it's like, oh, actually, Peterson and all these retards quartering Team Food. Yeah, they're just cringe.
Mm.
Actually, if we stop censoring people, then they watch things that are more
They watch
entertaining than
someone
those
else.
bums.
Yeah. They yeah. It literally is just, hey, if you're given one option, it's like, I
Yeah.
guess I'll eat it. Sure.
It goes to the heart of, back in the before we ever met. I mean, we just met in person for the first time, but before I ever had you on my show, I had I had talked to some of the alt-right guys. Like I had Christopher Cantwell on my show.
Who?
No clue.
I think a couple times, and I had Richard Spencer on, and I had like
Oh, the, this guy is subscribed to bringing all the glowies on his show. That's important. What the fuck?
some of those guys, and people at the time, it was like it was a somewhat risky move. It was still in the world where you're like, I don't want to get my channel banned and stuff like that. At least at the moment, that feels a little bit safer. But one of the reasons why
Yeah, and that's why we wholeheartedly agree with Kido Kazi. Honestly, like if you're relying on YouTube, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had our discussions. It's just like,
And
fuck that. It's an avenue, but it's not something I'm ever going to rely on
yeah,
if
yeah.
this becomes a thing. Yeah.
And granted, maybe in 2020 you had less options. Okay, I can see that. All right.
I
I mean,
liked talking
you
to those.
didn't not have the option. It was just less explored, less people on these,
No,
tech
no, no. But
websites and stuff.
in 2020, you had YouTube, Twitch, and whatever the fuck, like Power Live or
Yeah.
equivalent, let's say. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
your big platforms are YouTube and Twitch. You were censored by default. Yeah, fair enough.
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Guys, or one of the reasons why I did the shows with them was that, well, first of all, I did kind of find the ideas interesting.
Okay.
And I'm interested in the ideas. That's why we
Kill all the Jews. I'm interested. Wait, I'm a Jew.
I when you're at odds with someone politically, do you find what they're talking about interesting?
No, I can find
uh,
it interesting. Where it's like, okay, but why do you believe more in socialism? And it's like, okay, but see, if we do things like that, it will be more efficient or something. I can see that you could be interested, if only just to prepare for when you to make counter arguments for it. So I think
Okay, okay. In
to
that
an
case,
extent that's fair enough.
because I was gonna say, it's like, once you are pretty strong in your political ideas, do you really care anymore about what the other side has to say?
Well, you have to, because you have to convince at least people on the fence that your side is more reasonable than the other side.
Yeah,
So you
good
you have
point.
to an
Good point.
extent. But it's like when the guy is like, oh, the black people are retarded. Look, the bell curve. It's like, we're not going to talk about a lot of things, honestly, or at least not politically speaking. That's for sure. I- Oh, you be
Maybe, I
you be
guess.
you because basically it's gonna be, oh, you believe black people are retarded. I don't. Okay, or maybe I do.
It's like this going on too with the fact that he's, I guess, agreeing with somebody who's politically opposed to everything he believes in, but he also agrees. So
I mean,
I guess it's
we,
interesting.
no, but I mean, we should call the Guinness Book of World Record, because that might be the world record of libertarian agreeing with authoritarians. So Dave Smith might be breaking, like very innovative. Let's just
Mm,
say.
mhm.
Maybe at some point we'll discover that Hitler was a libertarian or something. Yes, everything goes back to Hitler. I know.
do these things. That's why we do what we do. And there was also, I guess I've always thought there was like, from my perspective as like a libertarian, and like, but a right wing libertarian, I think.
I've always thought,
Okay.
from my perspective, as a libertarian, right-wing libertarian. I think. You think?
Yeah. How are you running this politically based show, and you're like, I'm kind of wishy-washy about what I am.
And
I'll label myself, but I'm not sure.
This is the quartering, but with a faster brain. Wait, wasn't the quartering supposed to debate Dave Smith or some shit? I remember hearing PPP talk about that. Imagine the quartering and Dave Smith. Oh fuck, I want to see that now.
The quartering debating anybody. It's golden. Like we have the Rex Jones shit happen. And it was just such a clusterfuck where he has to fucking big dog him and go like, "It's all jokes, man. What do you mean
Whoa,
taking it so seriously?" It's like,
what a debate.
fuck, disingenuous piece of shit.
at least comparatively speaking. I always thought that there was this weird, like I used to talk about this way back in the day when I
Can you fucking make your point?
No, he stumbled over making his point every time.
I've always thought, from my perspective, I think, holy.
like 2012, I was doing podcasts. No one's listening, but I was doing podcasts, and I used to talk about this. This is like totally in the it was before wokeism really became a thing, and then of course before the reaction to wokeism became a thing. But
Make your fucking point!
Yeah,
Even
we know how things were in 2012, unless you're talking about somebody who is like barely born after then.
back in like 2012,
Yeah, I'm sure there must be 12 years old, or what is it, like 14 years old listening to this fucking podcast, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I used to always say that, like, the president of the United States could like drop a bomb on a third world country on a wedding and like kill 70 people, and then the same day he could say the blacks instead of African Americans, and the latter would be a bigger scandal than the prior. And like, there's
I mean,
What?
so somebody needs to explain to him that yeah, we don't. Most people don't give a fuck about what's happening on the other side of the fucking planet, because yeah, you're more affected by what you're dealing with day to day. Whoa, you've always said that. Whoa, what a hot take, Dave.
Wait, because
He's just
was it?
saying that, when the little kids in China are making your clothes and they are getting fucked up, you don't give a fuck. But
Yeah,
if someone says black instead of African American, since society looks down on that, then people, since that's their day-to-day life, they are more affected, or they will have more emotion or more opinion regarding that. Like, yes, it's known for a long time actually.
No, but okay. The point I was gonna make, I fact checked myself just to make sure, even though I was pretty sure of it. But at that time, he would have been saying that Barack Obama that was the president.
Yeah, I think
who
that's
would who would give a fuck if Barack Obama said black? What the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I used to say this back when Barack Obama was president. He could bomb people, and which he fucking did, and everybody criticizes now. Yeah, they would have more of a fucking issue with him saying the black. What the fuck? Okay, Dave.
something fundamentally wrong with that. Like that's a really sick thing about your society.
Yeah.
No, it's how humans work. And it's like, you can say that, oh, maybe we should be better than that. Okay, I mean, maybe we should indeed. But it's not something wrong with society. It's how humans work. I don't give a fuck about a little kid getting fucked up when he's mining for lithium that will make the battery in my fucking phone. Yes, that's horrible, I know. But that's how we
Yeah,
work.
but yeah, the people that do are just fucking mentally bankrupt because yeah, it's everything that you fucking consume is morally compromised. I literally just saw a meme making fun of this and just yeah, I'm a hypocritical asshole.
Well, yes, that's called being human.
Yeah, yeah.
And there is this almost like, and I think has been for my entire lifetime, maybe before that probably, that there's almost
For my entire lifetime before, probably. What is he gonna say, honestly?
Yeah.
And how long will it take him to say that, also?
He'll forget and start going on something else.
You know, it reminds me of the last video I saw about Andrew Tate, where the guy was like, "Oh, I've said the most important sentence in the world, and he brought peace to the world," and he was going off about it for like minutes and minutes. Oh, and at the end, he was like, "Breathe air." That was his big sentence. It's the same sort of shit. Yeah.
this unspoken
Because basically he said breathe air and then people stopped vaping. So, apparently I'm not vaping right now. Andrew Tate, I mean.
That's what. Oh my god. That's so dumb. All right.
So, okay.
maybe before that probably that there's almost this unspoken cultural value that clearly is a left-wing value that puts at the absolute top of the hierarchy of outrages bigotry.
But yeah, it's pretty bad though. Like, I'm not saying it necessarily should be the top. I mean, like, and I'm not even sure leftists will put that above pedophilia, honestly, or things like. Speaking of that, like, I don't even think they will do that. So it's like, but yeah, being bigoted, that's still fairly.
Okay, I would agree with his point, but he's saying that that's how things have been since even before his time. No, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they weren't. That wasn't how it was before.
No.
We had quite of offensive times everywhere before the mid 2010s.
And actually,
A lot of
I think on the contrary, it's fairly recent because before, I think I've always heard the left, at least in France, in the US, I'm less certain of that, but the left was always like pro blue collar workers, and we need to help them, like
the left were at the time he's talking about this, and before, the left for a good amount of time was the free speech side, because
there you
they
go.
want, and like the ability to criticize and make fun of things, and
And
I mean, they still are, but they were at the time the ones making all the stuff, like media, like TV shows and movies and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, no, that's
And
true.
they
That's
were
true. Yeah.
doing like racist things and
Yeah.
making fun of whatever minorities or demographics of people. Like,
Yeah.
it is a very recent thing actually where this happened. This wasn't
Ah.
before your time, Dave.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe he's thinking back. Maybe he's thinking of like Martin Luther King or something. But I don't know.
But even like if you want to make, I think something that's a bit disingenuous, but wasn't it the Democrats that were pro-slavery a lot in the
Yeah,
South?
I knew you were gonna say it.
It's a bit disingenuous because that wouldn't be exactly the left as we know it today.
But yes, the Democrats of that time, yes,
Yeah.
they were the South.
They were clearly not against being bigoted at the time.
But yeah, it does enforce the point I was making of just of the political like parties' ideals kind of can swap with time and context and whatever's going
Yeah,
on in the current era.
sure.
Like you could, I think most people would say that the left is less free speech than the right currently. Like whether or not whatever side you're a part of, like
Sure.
most people would probably agree with that statement.
Yeah, like things change with time. Like, whoa.
Hmm.
No.
No, actually, Dave was saying it didn't.
I guess the Democrats were putting bigotry at the top when they were having their slaves in the plantation, I guess. I don't know. You can have slaves, but you're not allowed to be bigoted,
I better not catch you saying that word, boy.
So you can have a slave, but you can't call him the N-word,
Like bigotry is supposed to be up here at the absolute. That's the worst thing in the world that you can be. When in fact, like that is just not my moral outlook on the world. Yeah, bigotry is something we all have.
Whoa,
In
the
excess, I think it's
libertarian
bad.
believes in free speech? Oh,
Whoa.
thanks for informing me, Dave. Like, what the... Yeah, I don't know if anybody was doubting that.
But again, even I don't even think that what he's saying is true, because again, I'm pretty sure most people on the left, if you told them, oh, what's worse between bigotry and pedophilia, I think most people will still say pedophilia. Yeah, of course you're going to have your retard on Twitter, sure.
Yeah, it's like there's obviously going to be some subsect that is
Yeah, of course.
most morally outraged with bigotry, but yeah, like if you took the wide swath of people that are actually left or right wing,
No
like if
shit.
you looked at the entirety of the left, yeah, they're probably would care more about, death and
Yeah.
rape and
Yeah,
pedophilia,
no shit.
as you say, yeah.
But there's much worse things than that. And one
Whoa.
of the things that I always found very interesting was that
Hot
the
take.
alt-right guys.
You know. By the way, Dave, what's worse than bigotry? Protecting a pedophile. I think that's worse. Yes.
Even just platforming a pedophile.
Yeah, I think that's also pretty worse, pretty bad.
Or not even, okay, we don't need to exaggerate too much. A guy who's protecting pedophiles specifically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really anti-war, and this also for you and the Groypers are very anti-war, and so to me,
okay. So because we're anti-war, we have to look away from pedophiles and stuff like that. They're fine if they are anti-war, I guess. Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean? And the guy is just flaunting before that he has. Well, he's not saying it explicitly, of course, but he's basically implicitly saying that he has better morals than the left. Well.
So I just put it into Google. Asked, is Nick Fuentes anti-war? The first sentence. Nick Fuentes is not broadly considered a traditional anti-war or pacifist figure. Oh, jeez.
I mean, wait, I'm saying that he was protecting pedophile Fuentes, but I'm pretty sure also that recently he made sweaters with Jeffrey Epstein drip, and he was, there were some clips of him defending Epstein. But yeah. But he's anti-war, so it's fine.
Teenager.
And apparently he's not even anti-war, so...
war is really a much worse thing than racism. I'm not sure how there's a counter argument to that, although we treat.
Maybe because sometimes racism creates war. Maybe that's one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could it be a thing?
Like, look at the exact thing you guys were just talking about with Israel. They're for a couple of years they were. Well, I mean, some still are, but there was a mass obsession on the left of being anti-war, of Palestine being, no longer persecuted and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're talking out your ass, Dave.
Fucking retard.
Like war is that's just policy, and this is the worst thing you can do. And so I immediately rejected that.
In Ukraine too. It's like they mentioned Ukraine. Yeah, there was an obsession with supporting Ukraine and having the war end and everything. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure, Dave.
And so, in fact, with the Jordan Peterson thing, I'll leave him alone after this. But it's like, you want to talk about psychopaths? Like, sir,
leave him
you
alone.
were on record saying give them hell. That was your response.
Oh no, Jordan Peterson said something retarded again. Oh no. Oh no. Not Jordan Peterson.
The voice of the youth.
And for the guy who talks about hell all the time.
Yeah, right.
There's you don't think hell it really exists? It does. You haven't met enough. Yeah, go to Gaza. Hell does exist. You said give them hell, and that's exactly what they got. Like, so maybe examine yourself before.
Well, watching this podcast make me believe that hell does exist indeed.
We're in it. This is our punishment. But
Yeah.
it's okay. All at least broadly agree that there's some form of conflict going on around Israel, Gaza.
Yeah, sure.
Is really hell like? Is it just chaos on the streets every single day? Uh, like
Fro-
completely uninhabitable.
I mean,
No, I don't.
from what I've been hearing, it is pretty much hell at this point. Actually, it's. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that description, from what I understand.
Okay, okay. It's good. I don't know. I've seen
Like
like
the IDF has been going a bit hardcore from what I've heard.
because the thing I was thinking about is the most recent is like footage of Netanyahu when people were questioning if it was AI or not. And I don't know, it looked like things were kind of okay when he was trying to prove he wasn't AI. Of
Yeah,
like, oh, this coffee shop's open and like the
coffee
people are
brand coffee.
staffed and you know, like would this business be functioning if it was like you
Yeah,
would
but
compare it to
you
World War II England being bombed constantly and just swaths of the nation just
no,
non-functioning
but
anymore.
I mean, ultimately, I don't know because I'm not that interested in those questions. But you can imagine that on the side of
I
Netanyahu, they are going to take the best place possible, and on the other side, they are going to take the
I
worst.
haven't been to Gaza myself, so you shouldn't I shouldn't talk on the topic.
But they haven't been to Gaza neither, so they shouldn't speak as well.
Oh boy.
You're saying, oh, but he said a thing about the Jews, so he's the dark tetrad of. But then it just seemed to me on top of that. So that's like my worldview. Like I don't actually think bigotry is the worst thing. I think it can be bad, but I don't think it's the worst thing. But then even from like say a liberal worldview, like
So
isn't like
okay, so are you going to criticize Nick about this then? If you think it's a bad thing, Nick is famously racist, even hating your people. Are you going to call
Daryl
him out, Dave?
Let's see.
Oh,
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
oh
Davis,
yeah.
like you're the big hero story, and I'm not like claiming that that's what I'm doing with you. It's
Right,
not.
right, right.
But like the idea of like you're like even the guy who you say is the famous guy who like converted all the Klansmen. Well, he did it by talking to him and being decent. Just
Wait, no, the Groypers are ex-clansman. Is that what we're saying? What the fuck?
Oh boy.
be cool. That's like rule number one. Like always, and that always seems.
That's all it took to convert Klansmen.
Be cool.
Yeah, be cool, guys.
Oh wait, wait, that's not cool to lynch black people. I'm out.
I never thought about hating Negroes. Like,
Oh, and now
what
that
the
you mention
fuck?
it, I love cat boys too, indeed. Whoa, maybe you
Oh.
should have stayed a clansman actually.
So obvious to me, particularly as a Jewish person, you know.
Did he just say presumably as a Jewish person? You don't even know if you're Jewish or not. Wait.
No, I think, or go back.
Like always, and that always seems so obvious to me, particularly as a Jewish person, you know. But I just like as a Jew, I didn't say that. But that you're just like, oh, there's these people who hate Jews. I was like, well, I should probably be cool.
What?
What?
Whoa, whoa, you know. Okay, I mean at this point, fuck
He's-
it.
oh my God.
The Jews in Germany should have been cooler. Honestly, that's their fault.
No, he's because he just cited the example of why can't the KKK just be cool? And then he's saying about himself, you know what? I should just be cool. You know, the KKK were just cool. It's like, what? What
is going
comparison
on?
is this between you two?
It's
The
like-
KKK and the Jews?
But it gets even worse because it's like, okay, if someone hates me, it's not like I'm going to go out of my way to kill them, but I'm not going to be cool with someone who hates me. What?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for people to hate someone who's cool to them. And it's just so weird to me that everybody else's opinion is like, no, this is the one thing that's unacceptable, bigotry. Anything, oh, the government just passed a law that says they can detain you without charges, whatever. But like, no one's being a bigot about it, right? They're.
pretty sure anytime stuff like that happens, everybody's pissed off.
But that is so disingenuous. It's a false dichotomy he's making.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, there can only be being against the government's tyranny or not being a bigot. Oh, it's like maybe you can
Yeah,
be against
nobody.
both, by the way.
Yeah, nobody on the left screams harder about Trump being a fascist. No, they actually
No shit.
it's a time when he's slightly racist. And they actually talk about it. They don't call him a Nazi or anything. Right?
No,
Like
no.
it's because he's racist, not because they think he's a fascist, even though they say fascist and call him a king.
No, but the problem of the left with Trump is that,
Oh.
or at least used to, because these days I think you can call out Trump on anything he does.
Yeah, pretty
But-
much anybody can now.
But at the time, especially his first presidency, I think they were calling him out on every fucking thing they could find, and that was completely. I think that worked against them.
Yeah, it usually does. I mean, look at the same thing when you would criticize everything about Obama. It just makes you look
Yeah.
stupid.
Like,
You know,
oh no,
"Whoa,
he
he's actually
whoa.
a fucking Muslim.
Oh no, he's
Whatever.
racist. He called Hawaii a shithole. It's like, yeah, no, everybody knows it's a shithole. Fuck off. Not Hawaii, Haiti. Sorry. Well, I don't know if Hawaii is a shithole or not.
Doing it to whites and blacks equally, like, okay. And then number two, like, what is this thing that we ought to shut people out of the conversation? It seems so counterproductive and stupid.
Well, and it's not even just bigotry.
I
In
mean, what if they're
particular,
stupid? You can't shut them out of the conversation?
No, we need to talk. We need to talk with everyone, including Ethan Ralph.
Yeah, what if they're a person that doesn't want to have genuine conversation and like discourse? No, we can't shut them out of the conversation.
No, we can't. Like, we also need to have a conversation with Scarlett Hampton. Obviously.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait for Ethan Ralph and Scarlett Hampton on Dave Smith, honestly. That's going to be great.
Counterproductive and stupid.
well, and it's not even just bigotry. In particular, it's words. It's not
What?
like you even have
Right.
to do a bigoted thing like you beat up a black person for
Oh,
being
okay.
black.
Can you even imagine Nick Fuentes trying to beat up a black guy? He's gonna get crushed.
I think we saw that, dude. It's like at the fast food place. He just started throwing like a fucking drink or something. And
Oh,
then he had to run away. Yeah, the woman that was
yeah.
fucking making fun of him.
I think that was
He
the in and out thing, yeah.
Yeah, okay, it was it in that? Yeah. He started crashing out because some black woman was making fun of him.
I can't. Yeah,
Threw
you're
a
right.
drink. He threw a drink like a petty white woman.
He can't even beat a black woman.
He's so effeminate.
He's gay. He's weak. He can't beat a black woman.
Right,
you
right, right.
discriminate actively. It's like if you have said something that sounds racist, is racist, that is worse than
But if that sounds racist and is racist, then it is racist.
Yeah, what?
What is he talking about?
murder, war, etc. And you know that was kind of like a phenomenon this summer because I was so outspoken against the war in Gaza, and the clips were going around on TikTok and Instagram, and a lot of liberals are saying, "Wait a second, even he is saying this is evil. This is a guy we're supposed to hate." You know, maybe.
Well, I mean,
I kind of doubt he won over left wingers. I'm going out on a stretch here.
can you imagine it? Oh no, I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, but once I heard Nick Fuentes was against Gaza, what could I do?
I just
fuck are
converted
you
over to being a groiper. Oh boy.
Even he is saying this is evil. This is a guy we're supposed to hate. You know, maybe the broken clock is right twice a day. And I was on my show reminding people like,
Oh jeez.
He just called himself a
Imagine
broken clock.
Yes. That's when you're when you're mocking somebody, you would say something like that. But he's taking it as praise.
He called himself a broken clock. This is fucking insane.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like the
maybe
fucking retard.
is right twice a day. And I was on my show reminding people, like, yeah, maybe I'm racist. Maybe we disagree.
Maybe I'm racist. Man,
It's his one self-aware moment.
no, but it's like, normally that's the simplest question in the world. Are you racist? No. I mean, I don't know. There is not
And
really
he
much
still,
doubt
he
about it.
actually, he didn't even admit it. He's like, maybe I'm racist.
He's not even racist. What the fuck? He's not even sure.
On issues of race, but I'm against murder.
But
Whoa.
but the thing is that if you're racist and you say you're against murder, if you consider another group of human as not really human, do you also consider that it's murder or not?
Oh,
against genocide isn't, and like you said, is that not the actual moral paradigm? Is like killing, war.
No, you know, being racist is fine if you're anti-war and anti-genocide, I guess. Do we want to switch to Gundam because this promise?
almost. I almost need a break.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look. Maybe he's going to say something extraordinarily intelligent. Let's let him finish. Yeah.
Yeah, finish.
Yeah.
Attempt to finish his point.
Is that not the actual moral paradigm? Is like killing, war, famine. You know, are these things not the real evils? And maybe bigotry is somewhere further away from that, and saying things that might be bigoted further even still from that. And we live in a society now where it seems like if you have ever uttered anything that's bad, it haunts you.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you look at my Wikipedia page.
You look, mate.
And it's like, he's a racist, sexist, homophobe, Islamophobe. In 2018, he said this. In 2020, he said that. And I go on shows.
Have you changed? That only works when it's somebody who, like, that argument works when somebody has changed their views, their like,
yeah, but
they
he hasn't.
I-dubsed out and fucking cucked themselves of, I didn't believe all these things that I used to. Please forgive me. It doesn't apply for the person who still holds those views. What the fuck?
And you know, I was also thinking that, okay, murder is too much for Nick Fuentes, but beating a woman isn't.
Whoa. Okay.
Reports. They list like things I have said. It's like I do a talk show. Yeah. I talk 3 hours a day for a living for 10 years.
Oh,
sometimes
so it's okay if you say it because you have a talk show. So what?
It's like, it's fine. Apparently, it's fine.
Kind of an excuse.
So basically,
Also,
wait. But according to Fuentes, we can say anything we want because, you know, we're having a talk show, right?
Oh boy. But he's basically arguing it against himself right now, and he's saying exactly what I just said. Yeah, well, I say it on my talk show, but, well, you're criticizing me for saying it before. It's like, you can't criticize me for saying it now. I have a talk show.
No, but it's
Totally deflates his own argument.
But it's fairly easy. It's like, oh wait, in 2018 I said that. Sorry, my bad. I've changed point of view. Here is what I think now. It's that easy, by the way.
Yeah, and obviously anybody that holds you to that, then just you don't pay attention to them. But that's such a small subset of people that are just just obsessed over that. That do you really want to appeal to them anyways? Like,
it sounds controversial or provocative or offensive, but
yeah, when you're talking about the age of consent, I find that very offensive. Also, that's fairly true.
doesn't that kind of go with the territory of freedom of conscience? If we can think, should we not be able to speak?
Maybe some people shouldn't. Yes.
And if we speak, can we not be wrong?
It's almost not worth like breaking apart what he just said. Freedom. If you have the freedom to think, should you not have the freedom to speech? I don't know, man. Like, there's countries out there that don't have it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like there's there's some
I,
really strict countries out there that don't have.
I mean,
It's like,
also, I'm sorry to say, but one of the best arguments you can have against freedom of speech is Nick Fuentes. So.
oh,
Can we not be funny? Can we not be insensitive or bombastic?
But
And
that's
I
not
get
what you are. That's not what you are. Fucking hell. Okay, he's just going to say bullshit like gilding the lily or whatever the fuck you want to say, and Dave Smith is going to offer no pushback. Okay, okay.
yeah.
That's basically what we're watching. We're watching a Jew being owned by Fuentes. Holy. When dunking on Fuentes should be one of the easiest thing in the world. Like just after dunking on Nathan Ralph, basically.
Yeah,
Let's move on. Fuck that guy.
yeah.
Fuck
Time
those
for a
guys.
break.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How long? How long did we make it? 20. Oh my god, 23 minutes, and they've barely said anything of substance. Like these talking points in 2025,
What?
like it's something like
No, I disagree.
I could see these people talking about this in 2020, 2021, maybe even 2022.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But by the time all these people are being re-platformed and allowed to speak, and you're like, whoa, they're censoring us. Well, like it's like this new thing that you weren't talking about for the last 10 years. Like, oh, jeez.
No, but I kind of disagree because we've reached quite something where it's like apparently being cool with the people you hate is important. Dave Smith and Nick Fuentes have a lot in common, you know. So libertarians and authoritarians, they have a lot in common apparently. Uh,
Yeah, you have to platform everybody you disagree with or criticize, no matter what you criticize them.
yeah. So
It's not even bother checking, but it's like, I wonder how many people that he disagree with he's platformed. It's like,
oh, but I mean, at this point, I mean, I want to see the quartering on Dave Smith. I mean, clearly they disagreed, and they need to talk. They need to talk.